All right, so on the program this morning, we are touching base and trying to enhance building regulations and compliance through district officers in Lagos State. And we're going to be doing that from the viewpoint of officers within the Olorunda, Badagry end. So let me bring my guest to the microphone. Town Planner Ajisegiri Seyon Samuel is here with me. He's a Chief Town Planning Officer with LASPPPA, that's Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority, and he is also the District Head of Olorunda Badagry District Office. Town Planner Seyon Samuel, nice to have you in the building. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
All right, so you're traveling all the way from Olorunda to this place this morning, is that correct?
Correct, sir.
How long did it take you to get here?
It took me almost 1 hour getting to this place.
Wow, almost 1 hour.
Yes.
Wow. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
All right, joining him as well, I have architect Modupe Aderinsola Adetoye. She is Assistant Director with LASBCA, that's the Lagos State Building Control Agency, and she is also the head of Olorunda Badagry District Office. Nice to have you in the building. Good morning.
Morning. It's nice having you.
How was your journey here?
It was fine.
Are you also coming in from Olorunda this morning?
No.
Okay. You stay somewhere around?
We reside in Alimosho.
Oh, Alimosho.
Yeah.
So you travel all the way to Olorunda every day?
Yes.
Wow, that's great. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
So let's kick things off this morning and let's reflect a bit on the concluded amnesty program for planning permit approvals for buildings that have been completed in Lagos. How did it go in your own locality? Let's even start with Olorunda. Town Planner Ajisegiri, how did it go there?
Amnesty program in Olorunda went well. The turnout was encouraging. People troop out to come and register and get approval for their building plans. So
everything went very well?
It went very well. And more people are still requesting for extension.
That as well. Okay, we'll still talk about that. But Architect Aderinsola, how about you? How was it during that period?
Yes, it went well. People really complied. We have more, people complied.
Yes. You need to speak to that microphone, people.
Yes.
Speak it, all right?
People complied.
Right. So
they brought in the applications.
During that period?
Yes, they brought in the drawings for screening, for submission.
And from your
improvement,
from your monitoring around, you could see that people were ready to.
Yes, because they submitted because we could see the file numbers, the registration number written on the property after submission.
And the big question is, why is planning permit necessary for a building? Town Planner Ajisegiri.
Planning permit is very, very necessary. It adds value to the property, and if you look at it, it's an equity for investment. It's a sure collateral for beneficiaries. If you have your bidding being approved, it adds value to it, and in the case of compensation, you'll be able to be compensated accordingly.
So it's needed?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Architect Aderinsola, let's talk about Olorunda where you are. Is it a built area already, or is it a developing area?
It's a developing area.
It's developing?
Yes.
So you still have so many structures that are just springing up day in, day out?
Yes.
But you have a lot that are also completed too?
We have houses completed, then we have other lands that have not been complete, they have not started construction at all. And you can see those ones are really trying to get their planning permits? Yes.
All right.
People are really turning up for planning permits.
Okay. All right, so the amnesty program was introduced exactly a year ago, precisely on the 1st of May, and it ran all through to December, raking in over 18,000 applications and about 8,000 approvals, as was revealed by the commissioner yesterday. So, Town Planner Ajisegiri, do you think it should be extended, considering the success rate?
I would say yes, and I would say no.
Okay, so yes on what?
Yes, grants? Because the revenue we're able to generate was much for the state government, and people want to get approval from their building. No, because it's creating slum out of it. If we continue to give room for amnesty, more people will bring in their drawings. Those that are even worst cases will bring. The challenge we have is Badagry master plan.
Okay.
Most areas are zoned for agric, forestry, and the rest. they have been encroached upon.
So people are encroaching on those lands already?
They have encroached already, and they want their building plan to be approved.
Right. And this is part of what the commissioner was saying yesterday, that there are some areas that have been reserved for agriculture, and yet where people are being sold those lands by Omoniles and the estate developers. So that's what's happening in Badagry, right?
That is the challenge you will face, that area zone for agric is being encroached upon by the Omoniles. They sell it to people, and they want them to come and obtain approval. Which is
quite unfortunate, really. Architect Adetoye, what's your thinking? Should the amnesty be extended?
Yeah, with my own view, I believe the amnesty should be extended to give people more chances. You know, during those periods, some have challenges of maybe money to pay for the assessment. So if it is being extended, some will still have the chance to make submission.
Okay. But what about those that are saying, well, if you give them that opportunity, people will just be building illegally, knowing fully well that they can always come for amnesty? What do you think about that?
You know, illegal construction have been stopped, and some are even being removed and demolished.
Right.
So illegal construction cannot be accepted for amnesty.
Right. So, but that's what you do, right? You are the monitor, you're the watchdog of the building environment as LASBCA, right?
Yes.
So, will you be able to determine those that are building illegally to stop them?
Yes, we determine them, because the moment we serve notices, we always request for the survey plan and the drawing. And immediately the big survey plan, we go for shutting. So, if the building is being constructed on illegal places, so we stop them and we enforce.
Let's get to know you guys better and reflect on where you are. So, as district officers for Olorunda, Badagry, let's touch down on your direct responsibilities. But before then, quickly, let's get to know you and get to know where you're coming from. So, where is Olorunda, and which communities bother Olorunda? Can you just take us through that? The place where you used to pretend, Town Planner Ajisegiri.
Olorunda is in Badagry. It's an SCDA under Badagry local government area of Lagos State. The major communities we have in Olorunda, there are many. The likes of Morogbo, Ibiye, we have Okwafo, Ilogweremi, we have Aradagun, we have Mowo, we have Ilado, we have Imeke, down to Iworo, Ekpeme, back to Ibereko, where we share boundary with Badagry Central.
So all those areas belong to Olorunda?
Yes, sir.
Is it a very big local council development area?
Yes, sir.
It is?
It's a very big LCD.
Wow. All right, Architect Aderinsola, talk about yours. Is it the same location too?
Yes, it's the same location. We are being bounded by Ogun State. From Morogbo, at that Morogbo, we have part of it being side of Ogun State. Then Ilogweremi is also bounded by Ogun State. Then we are also bounded by Badagry West.
Right.
So starting from Morogbo, Badagry Central, starting from Morogbo to Ibiye, to Okwafo, Ilogweremi, to MTN, down to Imeke, Aradagun, to Iworo, then back to Badagry West, our boundary.
And those places, they appear serene from the way you're talking about it right now. It must be a very quiet area.
Yes, it is. Then, being a large area, I told you earlier that is under is developing area.
Right.
So although the environment were big, but it's developing gradually.
Okay. All right. Let's touch base on your responsibilities now. Your direct responsibilities as district officers for Olorunda, Badagry local council development area. So, Town Planner Ajisegiri, what are your direct responsibilities?
We are the agency that issued building plan permit. We grant renovation permit.
Right.
And other permits too.
Right. So
like renovation, remodeling, demolition permit. But majorly as a district officer, I grant planning permit for structures, bungalows and 2 floors.
Okay, so I need to get that. So anything above 2 floors, you cannot grant that kind of a permit?
Yes, I need a concurrent approval from my superior officers, as in the supervising directors.
All right. So they will be the one to grant that kind of approval. And then you must be able to establish the kind of use that kind of structure will be put into. Is that the way it is?
That is it, sir.
Okay.
When you come around with your survey plan and architectural your proposal. We start to determine the land use. All right. With that, we will be able to process further. But within my own approval limit, I can grant approval for bungalow and 2 floors. 2 floors. Residential.
All right. Let's talk about your own direct responsibilities. Architect Aderinsola. Aderinsola, rather.
Thank you. Being a district head in Lagos State Building Control Agency, my agency as a whole, we have professionals, built environment professionals. We have architects, structural engineer, electrical, mechanical. And duty of an architect, I'm an architect and a district head.
Okay.
I screen drawing.
Okay.
Any architectural drawing bring to my table, I screen. I go for inspection to check if truly the site is vacant or there's a building on it. Then aside that, we do day-to-day monitoring activities. We go to get buildings, those under construction, those are building illegally, we stop them. Then we do state certification exercise for any property that have submitted approval, because after obtaining the approval from LASPPPA, they bring the copy of the approval to our head office to obtain letter of intention to commence construction work. So after the authorization to commence, then it will be forwarded to my district. So I do state certification exercise for every building that has building approval. Then in my own agency, we have insurance department. Then those that have insurance, that have 3 floors commercial, they have to get the insurance from the agency.
And all that will have to be verified by your office.
Yes. Wow. Then also, we also issue certificate of completion and fitness for habitation. After you've completed your building, we submit the reports, the state certification report, then with other documents, then forward to the agency for a certificate of completion.
Wow, that's a lot on your table.
Yes.
Right. So, getting back to town plan Ajisegiri, how long will it take for me to get any of your permits that you just talked about earlier on?
It will take you just 10 working days, sir.
Which is 2 weeks?
2 weeks, sir.
All right. Is there any reason why it could extend beyond 10 days?
Yes. Those reasons are when the applicant or developer fail to provide the necessary documentation. Because when it comes around with the survey plan and the architectural drawing, we have to take the drawing to the district head of LASBCA to screen. Then we charge the survey to know the status of the land.
Okay.
Some people, they come with survey and their land fall within area zone for agric. So with that,
so you'll be able to point that out to them.
We'll be able to tell them that this place, you can't build your residential building there except a farmhouse, and you must obtain clearance from agric holdings.
Wow. What, for those who are unsuspecting people that have bought that land, is there any way it can be resolved? If I bought the land that is for agric and I didn't know and I wanted to build a house there,
we encourage them to go to Ministry of Agric for clearance.
Okay. And do you have that kind of situation? Do people come around for that?
Yes, sir. We refer people to Ministry of Agric to go and obtain clearance.
All right. So let me get to architect Adetoye. So if I buy a piece of land with the intention of, let's say, using it for a restaurant or a mall, as the case may be, so at what point will I need LASBCA? At what point will I need your service?
Yes, you will need that service immediately after you purchase your land and you have gotten your survey plan. You bring the survey plan to our agency, then we direct you to LASPPPA. Then you bring your drawing. You cannot commence construction without screening of your drawing. Then after screening your drawing, after charting your survey, and it's been detailed that maybe you will not discover that land, you can build a restaurant on it. If you know that we have zoning. Different zoning, yes.
Okay, there are zones.
Yes, we have different zoning. There are places zoned for residential. There are some zoned for mixed use. So after you brought your survey and your drawing, we refer you to the LASPPPA to go and chart your survey. And after it has been charted, they write it on it. If it's residential, if it's mixed use, then we now bring architectural drawing for screening.
Right.
So that's after you can now start anything.
Wow. Okay, so there's a whole lot that people need to know, and I'm sure that this program is unveiling all of that one by one, and of course bit by bit as well. This is Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. This morning we are enhancing building regulations and compliance through district officers in Lagos State, and my district officers from Olorunda, Badagry, they're here. I have Town Planner Ajisegiri Seyon Samuel, who is Chief Town Planning Officer with LASPPPA, and also the District Head of Olorunda, Badagry District Office. I also have Architect Modupe Aderinsola Adetoye, who is Assistant Director with LASBCA and also the Head of Olorunda Badagry District Office. We're going to take a short break right now. When we return, we'll be finding out from them what are the challenges confronting them as they seek to bring best practices to the building sector and the build sector in Olorunda. We'll also be hearing from you too. If you can connect with us, give us your questions. They're here to answer you, and that will be on 08099120777 and 09153877127. A brief break. We will be back.
Dear Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration and inclusive physical planning begins with building right. We all have a role to play in achieving this vision in line with the Lagos State Urban and Regional Planning and Development Law of 2019 as amended. Do you know that before buying a land or building on it, you must check for the permissible use from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development? Do you know that you must obtain a planning permit and authorization to commence the construction of your building? Do you also know that you require state certification and certificate of completion for building construction in Lagos State? Estate developers must obtain layout approval before developing their estate and obtain full planning permit after the expiration of a provisional planning permit. Their Lagosians, do not carry out unapproved renovation, remodeling or demolition. Do not break the seal on an enforced property. Do not obtain fake planning permits and do not abandon uncompleted buildings. Do not break the law. Build right in accordance with the state operative development plans. Let's work together to make Lagos a sustainable smart city of choice. For more information, download the Lagos State MPP UD app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àjùmọ̀ṣe ni. Announcer, Lagos State Government.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Build Right is the program, and I still have with me in the studios Town Planner Ajisegiri Seyon Samuel. He's from Olorunda Badagry as the district head from LASPPPA, and also Architect Modupe Aderinsola Adetoye, who is also the district head of Olorunda from LASBCA. All right, then, so flash update coming in from the control room says within the Orile Gomu end, due to ongoing construction by Julius Beja, presently installing height limit barriers to alert truck drivers in accessing Ido Bridge. I understand this precautionary measure is aimed to ensure safety for all road users within that particular corridor. So the restriction applies to traffic flowing in from Ijora Lokpa proceeding towards Ido and also CMS Bridge. So take note of that. They're trying to erect these barriers just to ensure that particular corridor will not be damaged. So take note of that as you drive through that corridor. We're still tracking the accident, yes, at Car Wash, which has backlogged traffic towards Ogudu. What's the latest with that, by the way? Bukola and Adile and others, you can send in the in-swingers. Let's know what's happening with that accident. I hope it has been cleared off. That's the Car Wash inwards the island, yes, and the backlog earlier on was somewhere around Ogudu. All right, let's get back to the conversation. By the way, you can join us on 08099120777, 09153877127. Limited time left of the program. If you have any questions for my guests, feel free to connect with us. All right, so Town Planner Ajisegiri, what are the processes that's involved in getting a planning permit from LASPPPA?
Thank you. If you need a planning permit, you come to the office with your survey plan and your architectural drawing that will be taken to LASBCA office for screening. Okay. After screening, you come with that survey, they calculate assessment for you, the amount you are going to pay to the state government. Other document to follow, you need to bring proof of ownership, one original survey plan, you give us the architectural drawing, then there is a document we call LUPA, Land Use Analysis Planning Report, LUPA.
Okay.
Then evidence of tax payment. If you have all this, within 10 working days, your approval will be ready.
All right. So anybody who wants to build must have these documents, right?
Yes, sir.
If I don't, because I know some people do this, sometimes they just go ahead and start building. They want to erect a foundation and all of that quickly. Maybe some money just came to their hands and they start building. What is the penalty for doing that?
That is why we have LASBCA on grant.
All right. So let's ask from Architect Aderinsola. So is that an infraction really?
Yes, there's always an infraction.
Okay.
But
you need to speak to that microphone. Let's hear you.
Yes, there's always an infraction.
All right.
People, they must contravene.
Okay.
And at times, Charlie, I told you earlier that Olorunda is a developing area. So the moment they buy a piece of land, they want to quickly move to the site to start construction.
Yes.
So we go out daily to stop them. So the moment they are being stopped, we push them to LASPPPA.
Okay.
Yes, we push them to LASPPPA. We request for their survey plan. We request for their drawing. I told you that we stop them at infants. We don't allow them to continue. And if they do, we enforce. We get enforcement team from my agency to come and enforce. So
for instance, this year, how many of such structures have you stopped?
We stop a lot. I told you earlier that every day we go out. For every week, we stop a lot of them. So they quickly run down to LASPPPA. They quickly run down to LASPPPA. They do the needful. They submit their drawings, and after obtaining their approval, they will still go back to get the authorization. Right. So majority don't go beyond. The moment we get them at setting out, they won't go beyond that.
Right. All right. We're having some messages that are coming in here for you. This one says, "Good morning, Victor. Why do you think some developers or landlords still sideline regulatory processes despite awareness campaigns like this one?" Dolakpo is sending this one in from Ikeja. Dolakpo, thank you so much. So, why do you think some developers do that? Architect, let me speak with Town Planner Ajisegiri. Why do you think they do that?
Most of developers in Badagry, though we don't have major developers in Badagry, but few ones that we have, they want to jump gun. The challenge they have with the Omoniless, we want to sell. Even the area zone for residential government schemes, you see Omonile going there to sell to them. By the time they come to our office and we tell them, go and obtain this clearance or that clearance, most of them, they go and they refuse to come until LASBCA have to go and force them.
Right. So you have that kind of challenge. Have you had an engagement with them before, the community, to let them know all these practices are wrong? Have you done that?
That is a major work we are doing, because Olorunda district is new.
Okay.
It was created in the year 2023.
Right. So it's very, very new.
So it's new. So we are trying to go, as a district officer, we are going to all the CDAs. Right. We've been to the local government to see the CDC. We are trying to go to all the, we are entering all the palaces.
Okay. All right.
The ballets, the KBACs, we try to sensitize them, tell them, give them the importance of approval. And
are they cooperating? Are they cooperating with you?
Some of them are cooperating. The major challenge we have is, Omonile will always tell you, they speak that Yoruba, their language, and tell us that, Nile Babami, do you expect me to do something again? Do you expect me to obtain approval in my father's land?
Quite unfortunate. Hello there, good morning. Okay, guess we lost that. This one here says, "Good morning, town planners in the studios. Please, how do you balance enforcement with public sensitization in areas where education about regulations is very low?" Shaliwa is sending that one in. All right, so I can say that a place like Olorunda, education or perhaps awareness about building might be low. Is that not correct?
It's not low.
It's not low?
Yes, sir. Because we've been doing this sensitization. That is the major work we are doing, because I said the district is a new district. We just have to go to all the villages, all the communities.
Right. So let me take the assessment of architect. I didn't say. So, are you saying the awareness about building is not low in that place?
It is not. Although we still have some educated people building around Olorunda. We have them building, but some will pretend as if they have not heard about it. And we have been doing stakeholders meeting. We do jingles on the radio. We even go from one end to another end.
Okay.
Yes.
Just to try and sensitize them.
Sensitize them.
All right. This one says, Victor, good morning. Please ask the guests in the studio, how does their office address disputes over land ownership in Badagry? Thanks. Solomon is sending that one in. Solomon, thank you so much. So, do you have those kind of issues, Town Planner Ajisegiri?
Yes,
land
sir.
disputes?
Yesterday, we still have a woman that came around reporting. In town planning office, we don't talk about land ownership. We refer them to court. We tell them, if you have any dispute over land ownership, you need to go to court.
Okay. So that's the way you handle those kind of situations.
Yes, sir.
All right. This one says, good morning, Town Planner Ajisegiri. How do you monitor building projects in your districts just to ensure that they align with approved plans? Niyi is sending this one in from Ikeja. Niyi, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Myself, my district office, and the LASBCA, we work hand in hand. They do most of the monitoring. The approval we grant, we have to go and check for compliance. That is the way we do it. If we give you approval, we need to go around, force you to go for authorization, and you have to follow the due process before you can continue your drawing, your building.
All right, that's 08099120777. Gradually winding to the end of the program. I have this one here that says, good morning. Please, I want to find out if someone can rebuild a demolished structure if they meet the requirements later. Thanks. Anike is sending that one in. So, is that something that one can do, architect Aderinsola?
Yes,
Aderinsola?
you can rebuild, but depending on the process. If your building is being distressed, or you have a collapse, you cannot do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so if it's a collapsed building,
you can't do anything if it's a collapsed building.
It's taken over.
Yeah.
By government.
But if it's a property that you demolish,
right,
then you have obtained your demolition permit from LASPPPA.
Right.
So you can commence. Then you have to submit your drawings.
Right.
Then get your approval before you move to site. And
so what does government do with those collapsed building lands that they seize? What do they do with it?
They when the land is being acquired by government, they don't give it back.
Okay.
They don't give it back.
Government takes possession of the land.
Yes.
All right, let's begin to round this off right now. So, Olorunda office, where's your office located? For those who would like to come to you and do the right thing. Town Planner Ajisegiri, where's your office located in Olorunda?
Olorunda district office is located behind PWD, off General Hospital Road, Badagry, opposite the Badagry police station at the GRA. Okay.
So anybody that comes there, they'll be able to locate you and be able to file in for their planning permits.
Yes.
All right. Is that where your office is located as well, Architect Aderinsola?
No, it's closer to the place. My own office is located. Lagos State Building Control Agency, Olorunda District, is located within Lagos Ministry of Works Yard, PWD, along General Hospital Road.
Okay, so it's close to that place as well.
Yes, very close to LASPPPA's office.
All right, let's go. So, what's your message to our people as we round up the program this morning? Town Planner Ajisegiri, what's your parting thought to our listeners?
I want people in Olorunda to come to town planning office to come and obtain their planning permit. Anything they want to do, whether it's renovation, demolition, planning permit, they should come over to town planning office. Be opposite the Badagry police station. We are open to the public from Monday through Friday. Okay. And we are ready for all the CDs.
Right.
That they should come around. We'll take them through all the processes and make it seamless. And
for Architect Aderinsola, what's your parting thought on the program this morning?
Yes, I want to implore people in Olorunda that anytime they want to commence construction, they should obtain their approval, then get their authorization to commence construction work, and they should always stick to that regulation, the government regulation. They should not do anything they like. They have to comply they must comply with government regulation.
All right, then we'll be having a look-see into what you're doing some time later, as we'll be assessing if people are really coming for those planning permits and building right within the Olorunda district. It's nice having both of you on the program this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
All right, then. So we've been trying to see how we can enhance building regulations and compliance through district officers in Lagos State, and we've done that from the viewpoint of Olorunda. Joining us in the studio this morning is town planner Ajisegiri Seyon Samuel, who is Chief Town Planning Officer with LASPPPA and District Officer with Olorunda Badagry. Same for architect Modupe Aderinsola Adetoye, who's Assistant Director with LASBCA and of course also the head of Olorunda Badagry District. We have to go. Maximum thanks to Mike James. He has produced the program this morning. I say a big thank you also to Aderinsola Adetoye, who's Chief Public Affairs Officer for the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. Maximum shout out also going out to the director as well, Sanusi Mukaila. And in the studio this morning, I want to say a big thank you to Kausarat Bakri and Deborah Oyewole. Maximum shout out also going out to our social media team, talking about Okpemi Shodunke and Deborah Bolodioku. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. My name is Victor Terry. Have a splendid day. I'm out. Stay very much within. Bye.
Dear Lagosians,